Well, I think a couple of things are important here. You laid out perfectly the timeline. According to that criminal complaint that was filed in the Northern District of California today, making these two charges against David DePape, 42. We now know that he lives in a garage in an area in the San Francisco area. When agents searched that garage on Saturday, according to the court paperwork, Garrett, they found a sword. They found additional hammers in there. They found more tape inside of there. They also found some personal effects, which they say confirms that that's where he was actually living. So he did have other weapons with him. He had two hammers that they say he brought to the house. They had zip ties that were found in a backpack. At some point, he brought the zip ties into the Pelosi bedroom with Paul Pelosi. The intent there, as we first reported back on Friday, was to perhaps detain Paul Pelosi until Speaker Pelosi came home. Now, of course, when Speaker Pelosi would have arrived at the House, had this actually even occurred, she would have been there with U.S. Capitol Police officers, which, given what they're armed with and given a person armed with a hammer, that probably was not going to continue much longer. But either way, this kind of lays out the sequence of events. I thought another important line in there is a lot of the information that we're getting that you were referencing, Garrett, comes from a statement in a series of interviews that he did with the San Francisco Police Department post Miranda warning, and it was recorded, so they have those comments in perpetuity. And I think a key part of that is he said, look, you know, just the British fought tyranny. And that's what I believe in. And so he was hell-bent on this continuing forward. He knew the police were going to arrive because he knew that Paul Pelosi made the call to 911. And even then, he later told police, according to this criminal complaint, that it didn't faze him, that he thought that this was his mission. So clearly somebody who had a very specific ideology and thought process here. We don't know what specific questions he was going to ask the Speaker of the House. And, of course, all this comes in the backdrop of so much of what you were talking about, the continued threats to Congress, something I know you're going to get to and talk about further. But I think in this immediate instance, it raises questions as to, for these high-level members of Congress, and we've seen a number of instances of violence over the years, some targeting Republicans as well, do they need more security? Do they need say, a marked local police unit at a house, even when that particular member of Congress isn't there because perhaps their family members are there? What else needs to happen as we head into these midterm elections? A lot of polarization in this country, probably the biggest understatement that's come out of my mouth. And so I think when you look at this in totality, Garrett, I think this is going to raise a lot of questions, not only about this particular instance, but where we go from here.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.